tune. Hello, all. This old Big Kev up here in here, fidgeting with my git fiddle. I got to tell you the truth about where I'm from, man. It's a thing that won't let me go. You know what I'm saying? Because I have been pretty goddamn successful in my life. It's just what I'm doing. Now, anytime you hear about all these injustices in the world and stuff like that, and somebody acting like they was doing a check on a man and all this shit, and yeah, you got to check up on those stories, cause Kevin Graham, me, Big Kev, sometimes blues player. I got to tune in. I got to tune in. I don't even think I have a tuner on my fucking phone. But I've been penalized. What's it? Penalized, like a penalty in a game. Penalized for my success, you know. And at this point, people are trying to overwrite it like it's something else, and keep trying to find a way to finish covering up the injustice, and it's just going further and further. So I'm just sitting. I'm supposed to be sitting there like a knot on a log, like, what the fuck is going on? I've been driving a truck for 17 years. All of a sudden, I've looked pretty young. Don't let nobody tell you I'm fucking 18-year-old Mike Brown somewhere. Goddamn it, because motherfuckers been trying to get at my ass. You hear me? I just gotta be real about it. I just gotta be real about it. They decided they would slow me down. I was just reading an article a while ago. I said, "Ain't we one of the poorest states?" And yes, we are. I'm from Mississippi, a little town called Myrtle, Mississippi. And I thought I downloaded the Fender app. I'm from a little town called Myrtle, Mississippi. And in the state of Mississippi, I just read an article said the median income was 20,000. I'm about to read this article to you. And yes, I can read, because by the time somebody else is writing a fucking story on me, they're gonna act like I can't read, see, hear, or write nothing. I can't go down like that, man. I work hard in my life. It's even been like a joke at how hard I've actually worked in my life. Where the fuck's the Fender app at? I think you give me one of those you just stick on the end, but you have to be I ain't really no professional musician like that. Where the fuck is the Fender app? Guitar tuner. I had a guitar tuner on here one time, but fuck, man. Had a guitar tuner on here one time, but it was just one of those things where you hit the string and then you gotta listen to see if you're in tune or not. Anyway, I got to tell my own goddamn story. I've been driving truck 17 years, and then in 2013 I bought a truck, and I've been drug all over the fucking world, but a amount of wealth that I was about to amass in my life. You know, but it wasn't without works though. It wasn't without works, but I'm being put in some kind of torture state where they kept me. I was starting to move back to Atlanta where I went to college at, and yes, I went to college. I want to get the truth out there about me. I went to DeVry, Decatur, Georgia. Yeah, same place Big Boy went to school at. That I heard while I was down there. They said, you know, Big Boy from Outkast went to school here. Oh, really? Now I went out there last year to recheck my old school and shit. They done turned it into a veterans clinic. I ain't been in no service. Yeah, the story on me Now, making it what they want it to be. Acting like I was a veteran that somebody was sitting with. I don't have a wife and I don't have kids. Okay? Okay, someone tells you that. I don't have a wife and kids. I just seen stupid shit, man. I can almost see what the story will be on me. Back to the person watch, you know. I'm gonna make you want to do the intro again. Greetings, all. This is old BK. That's what they call hill country blues. I play just about all of them. I mean, you know, it might not be like other shit. The other shit I be playing, it's it might not be nope, nope, like or you know, I can fuck around enough to get by, if you know what I mean. I gotta tell the truth on me, because you know. Be running me down, and I be trying to holler at little chicks and stuff like that online and whatever. And it's like it's a group of motherfuckers saying fucking shit about me, and it goes outside of that. I tried to move away from here, and just like okay, I'm just going back to Atlanta. Next thing you know, I'm down there, and motherfuckers had like a rent $1,500 and shit, and I wasn't just there trying to go on about my fucking way. And no fucking joke. They people trying to get shit for me. I'm fucking magnificent. You know what I'm saying? You know. I can play a little bit anyway. I don't play enough to get by. I'm weird if you ever check out any of them other lives. Younger than they are when they're fucking them up somewhere. Just make a story of people. Bullshit fucking walls in here. I'm just tired of it. I've been fighting for my rights and shit as a man in modern day times, and someone trying to act like I'm a slave of the state. I don't appreciate that shit. You just penalized me for being pretty goddamn good in life. Now let me read this fucking article I read a while ago. I just asked Google. I just asked Google. Is Mississippi the poorest state in the United States? Mississippi. Mississippi is the poorest state U.S. state, with 18.8% of its residents living in poverty. Yeah, and that's not to rub it in, but when you around here, you wouldn't be able to tell that. Somebody figured out how to squirrel away money for themselves. I'm having someone forcefully pushing me backwards, acting like I don't get to have nothing outside of a trailer I bought 10 years ago, and I'm watching people build up new houses. Like this isn't the poorest fucking state. I done traveled the road in a truck. It's like they don't really look at truck driving as get hard, honest work for, you know, I guess if you're a brother or something like that. I got to be real about it. You know, I left it on people and blogs or whatever you want to call it. Because I've had someone setting out to ruin me. I've been working my fucking life away. Like I just started driving a truck a couple years ago. I still got my last 3 CDLs. They're good for like five. They're good for like 5 years apiece, right? No, they just made them longer. So, but CDLs always have been long. You know, better for longer, if you know what I mean. I've had folks try to act like I've been in prison. I've had folks try to act like I was a gang member. I've had folks try to act like I'm some kind of terrorist, creep, pedophile, whatever the fuck, and I ain't none of the such. I'm just a nigga that done made damn near. I hate to say it like that. I done generated close to $1 million in my life. And they just trying to erase it, get shit off of me, and act like I wasn't the one being that successful. It's been a fucking nightmare, and I'm having to fight it off all the time. It seems like they get federal assistance with that shit, because I damn sure been fighting for federal assistance on stopping it. But they just keep trying to be there in case you get mad enough to do something about it. I never had no reason to be no criminal type motherfucker, and I don't appreciate people trying to make me out to be one. You know what I mean? But they just is doing you, they're doing me injustice in my face and just waiting for you to explode because he worked so hard in life. He know he should have this nice shit over here that he been working for this whole time. So we just taking them and try to put something on him or write something up on him, fuck him off, and but he gonna have to watch other people build up shit on top of him. I've been driving a truck for 17 years. Before that, I fucking worked desk security for international security management. I did that almost 2 years. Before that, I just fucking tossed pallets. Actually, before that, I stuffed paper in boxes at a place out in Duluth, Georgia. Was it Duluth? It's over there on Sugarloaf Parkway. I went out there every day, putting paper in boxes. I've always been working on something. And then before that, I was working at FedEx. Okay. Before that, I was working at UPS. And then I even, at one point, I even did a little Atlanta Journal Constitution. And they had an ad in the paper while I was living in Georgia. It was like, if you could do it for 2 weeks, we'll give you $400. And so I did it for 2 weeks and got $400. They told you that'd be enough though to find out if you're a salesman or not. And I'm not a salesman. They'd be like, you got to hear no 3 times. Well, if somebody say no, they mean no, not ask again, not try to ask in a different kind of way. So I'm just not a salesman like that. I had to tell the truth about myself because the story they're making up on me is like I was a dude that failed out of high school and he had to hide your wife, hide your kids and shit. And I'm like, that's not me. I got a whole different fucking story. You can see my music videos on here and shit where I fucking, I play music and stuff. And, I try to damn near every live, and I try to keep it away from the real. But if I don't say nothing about it, they can act like he never did, and just I be random nigga Mike Brown, Terrence Crutcher, Bottom John, Alton Sterling, potential Sandra Bland trying to drive to a new place to get a job, all this stuff looking for better things in life. Instead, you got some kind of bullshit news story, but I wouldn't even have a news story because the way they're padding shit on me is we just gonna act like this nigga was out his fucking mind. And listen, I ain't no special ed kid. I took I see I had a good enough grade point average to go to DeVry. That's straight out of high school. I played football, high school football. That's why I got this thing on the wall. The cheerleaders made us for every year. I played every year except for my sophomore year due to Hodgkin's lymphoma. And only reason why, and I still was a manager, so they even gave me a thing for that. And while I didn't do that, I played baseball since couldn't play full contact football. I played baseball for the Bulldogs in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't no good baseball player, though. I ain't gonna lie. But I did something because I couldn't play full contact football. I would manage the football team, and then I would go out to the sportsplex to do baseball. Apparently that was my sophomore year because that's the year they wrote on my thing over there that says I was a manager that year. Kevin Graham, go dogs, we love you, cheerleaders and bully. That's the mascot. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna be real, man. I got people trying to send me up fucking shit creek and try and the controlling my money. Somebody, all the little things that I would listen to the guys trying to teach you about history and I never thought I would be the one of the ones that they're doing some grave injustice to. But hey, it is. It is, and it really is. And I got to be real about it because I feel like I don't want to be there like I'm better than that. I'm better than that. And I know that much. I'm an INTP. I'm a pretty honest guy. I bought my own fucking truck and just kept working on that motherfucker until I'm supposed to be having that thing forever. And somehow they was able to change my fucking tag around on paper and steal the truck by we're gonna take that nigga truck from him by blocking his fucking money off. I've been showing this shit in pictures and stuff on my fucking. God damn, why not unplug it like that? Turn it off. I'm gonna play some more. I'm having like I'm being issued out like a groundhog day in my life. Like this time last year, I was in the fucking same goddamn thing, and it's being done to me. Cause ow, if I work somewhere for any amount of time, I'll stay there. You know what I mean? If it's, you know, so I started working a job last August and I kept running and then nobody say shit to me. And then when I got to about 5 months in, because I've been making like fucking $800 a week. You know what I'm saying? I might as well tell the fucking truth. They try to act like I've been sitting in a fucking on a log somewhere. I gotta tell the truth. It's someone trying to take my wealth from me and then act like it never existed by any means necessary. And then you could have seen me already if I didn't put work shirts on every time I get ready to fucking go somewhere or a shirt with my fucking face on it. You would have seen someone acting like I was a wild man on the loose somewhere. I have to get dressed up every time, and you should dress to impress per se, but I have to get dressed up every time I get ready to go out, so to keep from being bothered. And also helps that now I like dressing up pretty nice. But hell, even if you're dressing pretty nice, you still haven't put a fucking uniform on. You see what I'm saying? I gotta put that. I got like 6 shirts from Ashley, and people try to act like I didn't even work there. So when I'm walking around with those fucking shirts on, they can't say, they be trying to act like it didn't exist. Before that, the other job was Hirschbach, where I drove at for about 6 months. See, they're trying to orchestrate where that whole $20,000 thing that they say Mississippi made. What is the poor state? How much is ranking poverty? And you wouldn't be able to tell about being up around this area. I live in Myrtle, Mississippi, in Union County, Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? I might as well tell the whole truth. I want somebody saying I stay somewhere else and fucking me up here. You know what I mean? 38650, Myrtle, Mississippi. And I have a pretty nice place for myself, but I knew I deserved better, and so I kept working for better. And right when I'm about to get me better, yeah, I'm having shit stolen from me. I'm having people blocking my money off. I'm having people forge documents and shit. It just been full blown corruption. Full blown corruption. And just whatever means necessary, we're gonna stop this motherfucker. Now listen. How does it I know it's some people that ain't never made no money, but I didn't want to be. I said I didn't finish the ride. I went 3 years and I passed every. And that's another thing about me. See, I was the type of dude where I wasn't ready for college when I went. I just would pass the shit that you're already familiar with. But I tried to learn computer information systems and I couldn't catch on, and it ain't some shit that you can learn if you don't study it like a motherfucker. So, basically, it's one of those things like if my major had been accounting or some shit like that, I could have did that. But I tried. I said, man, they said you make $90,000 a year if you go to school to be a computer programmer. So I'm going to school to be a computer programmer, but I'm not ready to learn the computer languages. So I mean, I passed every core class, but at the end, I done either dropped or failed. Most of the time, when you're in college, CIS a couple of times, I think, and then I tried telecommunications. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be real about this shit. I got motherfucker trying to act like I was a damn fool. It's unbelievable. Check this shit out. Motherfuckers still thinking they finna just round me up and carry me off somewhere for being pretty goddamn good. Now listen here. I tried to not say anything about it, but not saying anything about it is the type of thing that lets it keep going on. I graduated high school from W.P. Daniel in New Albany, Mississippi. Okay. I didn't stay at Myrtle. I live in Myrtle and I went to school in Myrtle. But in my eighth grade summer, it was like, you're a pretty big old boy. You ought to go try to play football in New Albany because they got the football team. Now Myrtle has a football team. But they didn't when I was there. They just had baseball, and then they got golf and cross country. Of course, you can do that anywhere. But I have a diploma in my fucking book. It ain't no special ed shit where you didn't even graduate. They just gave you an envelope and let you walk off. This is my high school diploma. I graduated high school. As you can see, I'm not talking like a goddamn fool. I'm tired. I'm so tired of this shit. I got a thing here in 2019 where motherfucker took my semi tractor, put someone else down as the fucking registrant, and it's got my VIN number on the motherfucker, big as shit. This is a real tag out of Illinois for my semi tractor, which they didn't give me for fucking 2 months. It doesn't make sense to y'all. But I just have to put it on the record because people that understand shit like that, no, they stole this nigga shit on paper. Good thing for me, I bought my own cab card from the time I bought my fucking semi-tractor. People try to act like he just think he had a truck and he's stuck in the past and shit and all that. They're just doing a Mississippi shuffle on my ass when I got the fucking state seal of Mississippi right here, and that fucking means something. This is from 2013. You know what I'm saying? My plate number and my semi-tractor was A as in Apple 408374. Mississippi apportioned cab card. And anybody, any DOT officer in the world could probably, or police or whoever, could scan that fucking barcode and probably still see that truck was registered to Kevin Graham. At that time, I was buying it from Lone Mountain. I have to just put it all out there. But hell, I guess they don't even make them like that no more because I was thinking earlier, I was like, man, he got the real state sale on there. That ain't no goddamn bullshit. I had to pay like $1,600 for a cab card. It wasn't free. They just was looking at how much I stand to make and where I'm from and who I am. And it's like hell, I'll turn hell over high water before I let that nigga do all that stuff. And now they are publicly shaming me for my accomplishments in life. And they're trying to act like he just thought he could have something. Like, what the fuck? Dude, I've been doing nothing but working. I should have whatever the fuck I choose to have. I should have a family if I want one. I'm actually a family man type of, you know what I mean? I come from a house with mother and father in there, sure they butt heads at time and all that shit. But at the same thing, my family was together. I'll be looking to have a family and shit, and people are trying to act like they ain't gonna let you have a family, like some kind of goddamn prison camp slaving of a man. I ain't never been to prison, okay? And someone try to do an illusion like that nigga done been. It's some wild shit. All bets are off when it comes to destroying my good name and reputation. I ain't even no lying ass motherfucker like that. INTP. Man, I've done good things, and all of a sudden I have a whole. It's bigger than Mississippi, because people they have a group apparently where anytime I even get on here and chat with somebody, like, hey, what's up, girl? What's going on like that? I ain't did that too many times, but they be have a whole running list of shit on me that they're just doing already. Take away from all that I can do, but at the same time, the people doing that shit probably living in a real nice house around the fucking corner from me. There's a lot of real nice houses, maybe not on my road where I stay at, but right over on Beulah Road, there's fucking mansion houses over there. Downtown, they just built some little houses out toward the highway, but hell, there's a whole subdivision of fucking $350,000 houses behind that shit. It's like a facade of, well, see, there's some houses right here, but they're not that. They're just a little housing program we got around here. No, it's not. It's fucking $250,000, 300, whatever, that $300,000 houses over there. But we still want to pull estates though. And I was gonna be one of the wealthier black men. I wouldn't be the wealthiest by far, but I would be pretty wealthy because I have my own truck. Next thing you know, they figured out a way to steal my truck. But we're just gonna put a trace on this nigga and watch him into the fucking ground. And I'm sitting here with a whole bag of evidence that's never supposed to fucking see the light of day, of how people just worked me down from nice checks I was getting and shit in my truck, but I was having to send it to pay that goddamn truck note. And then I was also paying off a pickup truck. So they managed to hook me and get me out all my fucking shit. And I just needed a little repair. Like somebody stealing your fucking house for a goddamn what they call it, stealing your house for a home equity loan, so you can beautify around your house, and then imagine some motherfucker walking off with your fucking house. Man, they had to block the money. They had to block the money. They had to block your money. We gonna put a trace on this nigga like we think he's dope boy Kevin Lamont Graham out of Myrtle fucking Mississippi. And we gonna ride this nigga into the ground. We gonna act like he done lost his goddamn mind. I don't give a fuck. I'm just quoting. I'm just imagining what the motherfucker said. I don't give a damn what we got to do. I'm not gonna let him do what he getting set up for himself. Because I'm just setting it up where I can be driving my semi truck around fully owned by me and just fucking making money and coming home in the evening. Instead, I have people doing some kind of like I'm an overgrown kid that never grew up. You know what I'm saying? Never grew up. Never. I had a whole different life from what motherfucker tried to make out for me. If I didn't, I wouldn't have been able to drive for Ashley. And that is something that happened. This is my Ashley driver man. So they know my record. They know I can drive, so they let me get started driving places. But then they not letting me keep driving. They coming up with all kind of fucking reasons and stuff like that to try. Once I still made a certain amount of money, because they trying to do a thing like we gonna cut him off when he gets over like the median income around here. I read a while ago. They said it was $20,000 or something like that. It's like $20,000. The median income. I'm going to pull this shit back up. Mm, I just want to read the article I read a while ago. I gotta tell the truth about it because I'm tired of it, man. You know, I play. I'm a good pool player. I'm a decent guitar player. I even got an album where I was singing and shit. And I drive truck for 17 fucking years. Just whatever I decide. I painted this place myself. Uh, 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 and by the way, I hope you can make my face out tonight because a lot of times they try to disguise my fucking face. It's unfucking believable. No matter what I'm using, whenever I go live like this, somehow there's a little gleep over my face and shit, and I have to be like, they make it seem like I'm sitting in a fucking cave somewhere. And no matter what, no matter what, where the fuck is the thing? But let me read this. Wow, I didn't even know that. Somebody asked, somebody Googled the question, or however you would say that. What is the poorest town in Mississippi? It says WCBI, that's Channel 4 News around here. It's a little unwelcome, unwelcome recognition. Mississippi ranks as the poorest state in the country. That news is bad enough, but according to the 24/7 Wall Street special report of the top 10 poorest cities, Macon holds the distinction of being the poorest city in the nation. God damn, I didn't know that. I didn't know, that's interesting. That's interesting. What's the richest town in Mississippi? Hell, it must be New Albany. What? No, it got to be Jackson, I guess. Madison. That's right above Jackson. Right above Jackson. That's in Madison. I gotta put it out there. I got someone like acting like I'm the. By the time you hear a story on me, it'll be like I was the scourge of Mississippi, and you done got Kevin Graham off the street. Kevin Graham is the most solid motherfucker you know, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't let nobody be. Apparently I'd have been a fool because I wouldn't let somebody be done like that. And instead, I've been had people. I just have to keep on standing up for myself. Like, man, I done been robbed of trucks, respect, name, reputation, character, every fucking thing, and people trying to paint me as some other motherfucker that I'm not. And so I gotta speak up on it. I ain't never been to jail like that. I ain't never been hustling no dope and nothing. I just bought the truck because I worked for JB Hunt too. I worked for JB Hunt 6.5 years. So all that time at JB Hunt, I was just letting my 401k build up. And so when I said I want to get off the road with JB Hunt because the checks started getting sucked up, you know what I mean? I mean, hey, I had to tell the truth about it. It was like it was giving you four. By the time it was ending, when I first got in JB Hunt in 2005, I was getting like seven. I mean, hey, I know you say what you was making and shit like that, but if you're living in a truck on the road, you ought to be making money. But by the time it was dwindling down, though, they didn't get me down to where I'm making like I felt like somebody's putting pressure on them to do it. Like what the fuck kind of check is this, man? I just got a check for $400 or something. I just got a check for $500 or something. That sounds like good money. You when you living in a fucking truck and you get they trying to make it feel like you ought to be at a factory somewhere, nigga. Like this is a factory state. It's just factory for the most part. And if you lucky if you get in a good factory, you score a job at fucking Toyota or Nissan or something like that. You know what I mean? Or one of these furniture factories. They try to make that shit seem like that's where we gonna get you at. I damn sure hope not. My dad worked at a furniture factory. I've been driving a truck for 17 fucking years. I'd have be done acquired a great life for myself. Why the fuck am I being rolled backwards at 40? I had a motherfucker trying to tell me, well, you may want to go to school. Why? Because I look young? Because I look younger than 40? I must have been taking pretty good care of myself. Yeah, you shaved my goddamn gray beard off, all my hair up top, still black. And cut flyly by myself. I cut this myself. I fade this shit up myself. Motherfuckers have to pay big money to get their shit in the shave job, too. In the shave job. I'm pretty fucking magnificent. How the fuck am I not getting justice? toot my own horn too loud, but I got to, I motherfucker try to squash my horn. And if you don't never say nothing, they just make the dead men tell no tales and put me in a position where I defend myself to the end because I'd be damn well let somebody grab me and just take me somewhere and all this fucking shit that they've been trying to do. No fucking way. I know what you're doing and I need you to stop it. I need someone shit to step in on my behalf because my record is not what they're making it out to be. If it was, I wouldn't even be able to do half the shit that I fucking do. I still got I still got most of my goddamn employment records there, and I kept 6 months worth of Ashley check stubs over there. I got a 1099 from fucking Hirschbach. I got a goddamn 1099 from McDonald Trucking. I got a 1099 from fucking What else did I do? Carrier One. I got all my stuff, but if they pull off the shit they trying to do, you won't hear nothing about it. So sick of it. I'm sick of it. They trying to just drum me down like I was a convict walking around or something like that. I ain't no goddamn convict. But how the fuck is it when I go state to state? Even when I was driving the Ashley truck, it felt like it was somebody trying to get in position to act like convict Kevin Graham just came walking through the fucking place. I ain't no goddamn convict. I'm having a hate crime done on me. You know it. I ain't no special case, ain't none of that stuff. I am a man who is being publicly lynched and violated for being pretty good at life, pretty successful in life. Next thing you know, they trying to take all that shit down from you. Man, I'm watching motherfuckers build real nice, lavish houses around here. Why the fuck am I being held off from what the little shit I wanted? I just wanted a fucking double wide trailer out here, and I was gonna build me a garage out there for my semi tractor and shit, and just keep driving my shit around. Come home, have a place to actually spread out, set the drums up, and Instead, I'm being squashed down into the single wide I bought 10 years ago. Yeah, I bought this. I own this. This is my fucking shit. It's 40 minutes. I just have to get it out there. I gotta tell my side of the fucking story because if they fucking you off or rushing you some kind of way, you don't never even get the fucking story out. They just make it up. It could be a very Terrence Crutcher like situation. I've been having, I'll say, peculiar issues with my fucking car. Okay? Trying to get you stranded on the side of the fucking road somewhere. You know what I mean? I might as well be honest about it. You know I'm telling the truth. It ain't even no goddamn secret. I had a dude walk up to me one day in the scale. This is something similar to Big Floyd. And I was at a scale down there in Ford one day. Some dude went out his fucking way. Some little smarmy dude or whatever just walked up to me. I'm sitting there trying to go through the normal spiel. It was like a level 2 or 3, whichever the lighter one, but they want to see your paperwork and shit, driver inspection type of shit. And I was sitting there at the thing, and some dude walked up behind me, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm going to school for law enforcement." I'm like, I don't know why the fuck you're telling me you're going to school for law enforcement. Ain't you driving a truck just like me? You ought to be going to school. But the way I think is like, you ought to be going to school for business management because he was leasing a fucking truck. But he went out his fucking way to tell me he's going to school for law enforcement. I had no reason to even care about that shit. But now people are treating me like I'm a convict and I ain't never been. They treat me like I was a prisoner and I ain't never been to prison. Now that's a hate crime, you know it. Anyway, that's life hack story, Kevin Graham. They just running shit on me. Like I got to tell the truth myself. They just running shit on me until you're not supposed to know what the fuck I'm just supposed to be a dude that, oh man, he was trying to do something after being provoked, after being stalked, after being fucking harassed, after all this fucking shit. And you finally get me to do, they've been doing all the crimes against me, trying to get me to do one, which is lose my fucking mind in a bad type of a way. or any kind of boy. He could just be knocking a one girl, the sheriff from Florida down there, he put a warrant out for the girl for twerking out of McDonald's. He was like, "We gonna get her goddamn ass now." He didn't say that, but he was just like, "Well, well, you didn't see what she did. She threw cups behind the counter, and then she twerked out of McDonald's." I was there. What they show all the news on YouTube. They put a warrant out first, so they just get you mad when you ranting and raving. All of a sudden, you been me, Kevin Graham, being picked up like you's a real criminal, and they ain't nobody there to fucking get you out. You know what I mean? Like everyone, mum's the word from everyone. Mum's the word from everyone. Man, motherfucker had to ask me for 10 grand. I'd have gave it to him like a goddamn fool, like I said in the last one. You know what I mean? I remember, people looking out for me and shit. I've been like, well, I can see helping you get a new car or something like that, man. You helped me get a car a long time ago. Man, I ain't forget shit. I remember my whole life. I'm one of those types. I remember my whole life. So the idea of somebody send you in a fucking whatever the fuck they trying to do with knowing yourself and knowing your whole life and knowing when they just started, man, that's a crock up, man. That's some fucking bullshit. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. I just wanted to vent. This is a venting. I might go in there and put venting in parentheses. But I don't appreciate injustice being waged on me in the public, in the general public, and motherfuckers just it's like, okay, are you ready to give us something yet? Because we've been waiting on it. I don't appreciate that shit. I deserve better than that. Anyway, that's Life Hack Story, Kevin Graham. you know, I ain't life hacked it up on YouTube in a long time. Because when they ripped and rocked me, I'd just be trying to put it in perspective, but after a while, it just, you know, people ain't like it's just bumbles, and so I just started going to the guitar, going to play pool and shit like that or whatever, just to show some of my other talents. That's another talent of mine. I can play pool. I've been playing pool a long fucking time, man. Like 20 plus fucking years, like, you know. I think I'd like to, if I had money and shit like that, to just do whatever I wanted to do. I'd like to go around and play some of the best pool players in the world. I could be beat by somebody around the corner, but he's not, one of the big names. You know what I mean? You want to test yourself. So how good could I stand up with, even though Efren Reyes now, he's like 67, that motherfucker's still a magician. And then you got Earl Strickland. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a traveling man too. I done been to just the Bahamas on cruise ships and shit like that. I done been over to Europe. And they made up. I got little trinkets and things. Hell, this thing here's from Europe. This ain't supposed to be just a big bragging show. It's just, hey, I took a trip one time. It was a vacation. Roma. Bought that from one of the little street vendors out there. I was actually in Rome. People are just taking out a fucking hate-filled bloodlust on me. Man, I am somebody. I'm somebody that ought to be, uh, appreciated. You know what I mean? I've done a lot of things. I collect blues music and shit. That's why I just took some of my shit and stuck it up there on the wall because I was looking for more. I was like, I need to get more artwork, more pictures, like the one I have over here, the one I have over there. And I was like, you know what? Album covers, that's pretty much artwork, and it looked good. After a while, it shows my personality too. I got a lot more than just rap music and shit. You know what I mean? I got blues music out the wazoo. You know what I mean? All that. I'm I'm just wasting time now, but at the same time, it's not. I gotta get my side of the story out there, cause hopefully something's got to give. How much injustice? I guess they really didn't realize how much of the shit that I still have. See, I got all my shit here. with the state seal on there. It ain't just something that look like it been, photoshopped and copied and shit like that. It's the real deal Holyfield. And that's not the only one that I have. I even have a receipt for me paying for my own shit. At this point, someone might even have a rumor going around that I ran off with someone else's fucking truck. I didn't do that. It's my fucking truck. 2013, 2014, own cab car with the state seal on the motherfucker. And they put your VIN number on that thing and act like someone else owned the truck. And then was taking money from me the whole time. I'm out there working my goddamn ass off. And motherfuckers they just was trying to drive me to where I'm like fucking ready to lose my goddamn mind. I got emails where I sent the dude, and I'm like, hey man, something my money don't seem right. I'm being, just trying to be easy about it until you down so much money and you like, hey man, what the fuck are y'all doing with my money type shit? And then you become the dude that yells at people. I wouldn't never yell at a motherfucker if they hadn't been robbing me. That's the part you don't hear about though. Anyway, that's Life Hack Story, Kevin Graham. I'm at 49.8 minutes now. That's enough. I just wanted to put some of this on here because I'll be sitting there fucking thinking about this shit, and know what? It's just like, is it time to fucking, get him and do what we won't do with him? You see, I'm pretty highly intelligent just from the way I'm sitting there talking. Ain't no cigarette man, ain't no weed man, ain't none of that goddamn shit. I ain't drunk. I ain't even had a beer now in a fucking long time. I don't even really drink that much. I can't drink that much anymore. I just need some justice. I can't believe this shit ever hit me in my goddamn life. It's like some kind of modern day slaving or something where you just keep repeating a cycle and somebody is stopping it, your flow every time at a certain point, and you end up in the same place this time that you were last year this time. But at least I got my place painted and they got me some new furniture. But I got to get up and go and do something. But I don't want someone deciding your careers over and drumming you into a fucking factory and all kind of whatever they're trying to. They really don't want me to make any more money because I've generated so much already. But I was just paying off my stuff and then somebody get your stuff. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? It's unbelievable. There ought to be more rights in the world than that. I wouldn't do that shit to nobody. I didn't do none of them people. They just saw how good of an earner I am. And then the next thing you know, we're like, we're going to take all that he earned and build somebody else something up with. Anyway, it's Life Hack Story, Kevin Graham. I'm going to end this now. 53, no, it's 50, 57. That's a long